And here we go from the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino. Our first bout of the night, 10 rounds in the welterweight division. Antonio Margarito at 20-3, 12 knockouts, going up against the Argentinian making his American debut, Sergio Martinez, who comes in with the record of 16-0, 6 knockouts. And we get started with round number 1, and immediately the first thing we notice about Martinez, Gennard, is that he is a southpaw.
Right, and he's going to be using a lot of leg movement by the looks of it. You know, his trainer was out there making him kind of warm up the legs, doing side steps, so we're going to see, I guess, a boxer.
Well, looking at his record, Gennaro, 16 professional fights, only 6 knockouts. I think that tells us that he's more of a boxer than he is a banger.
Either that or, yeah, like you say, either that or he doesn't have power in his arms or, through his punches, you know. He's going to go in there with a guy who I think is a very, very dangerous fighter for him.
Martinez in the sequin trunks, Margarito in the white with the blue trim. Early round number 1 scheduled for 10. Early on, Gennaro, what are some of the things to combat the southpaw style of Martinez that Margarito needs to employ?
Well, for one thing, he's going to have to try to keep his foot in the outside like he's doing right now. And he's sometimes going to have to lead off with the right instead of with the left, because, you know, there are more chances of you landing a good right hand than you are with the left.
Well, I think the book is, bottom line, left hooks and also straight right hands, and the jab, for the most part, will be ineffective against most southpaws.
Well, you know, I've always noticed that on a southpaw, you don't always have to throw a straight right hand, because you know what they do is they lean themselves to the left a little bit. So what you do, instead of throwing it straight ahead, you throw like a right hook type of. It doesn't have to be a hook, but, you know, somewhat like a semi-right hook.
And you see Margarito closing the gap. You see some exchanging, and referee Joe Cortez warns Margarito for the low blows. There's a good straight jab there by Martinez, landing on Margarito.
Yeah, we're looking at the Martinez. You know, he's not the type of typical Argentinian that comes out there that throws wild punches. He looks like he has a good technique. He's using his little movements, and he's using a good jab.
Doing a very nice job of going in and out. There's a good left hand. There's a combination that misses. He looks like a very crafty boxer. You're right, Gennaro, in comparison to some of his Argentinian counterparts.
Yeah, we noticed that. I'm noticing that, you know, that he's taking his time. He's not getting wild with his punch. As you saw right now, he landed a good straight left. He didn't. I mean, you know, there's something wrong right there where he keeps his head straight up.
And you see Margarito trying to close the distance, though he's getting counterpunched pretty well, though, off the ropes by Martinez. Pretty active round number 1 for Sergio Martinez, making his United States debut. Do you think Margarito needs to do a lot more body work early on in this fight to slow down the movement of Martinez?
I think he's going to have to go in there and, you know, take a little gamble, make Martinez run. Use some energy. That way, you know, in the later rounds, you can hold him in, you know, against
there's a good right hand that sends Martinez to the canvas. Good counter right hand down the pipe.
As we were talking about, he keeps his chin up.
Joe Cortez giving the mandatory 8 count. Martinez tells his corner he's okay. And that's the end of round number 1.
And the reason he gave him that standing 8 was because he got wobbled pretty good, but at the same time, he went underneath the ropes and got caught. If Margarito would have continued throwing punches, he would have really gotten seriously hurt.
Well, after controlling most of round number 1, we take a look at the corner of Martinez. He looks to be okay. He is clear-eyed. Pretty good round number 1 up until that big right hand from Antonio Margarito. Take a look at this replay.
Yeah, here we go. We saw that straight right hand. And look, he couldn't get loose, so obviously Joe Cortez, the referee, had to get in between both fighters and give him a standing 8. Then we see it again. We see a good body shot to the midsection with an overhand right.
And actually a very good call by referee Joe Cortez. If the ring holds you up, that should be, in the technical term, a knockdown.
A knockdown.
So after a rough go in the early part of round number 1, Antonio Margarito explodes with a big combination to take round number 1. We begin round number 2, scheduled for 10.
Well, we can hope that, you know, that Martinez is gonna kind of relax a little bit and not get wild trying to win this round, because, you know, he lost the first round. You know, you got 9 more rounds. I mean, you know, you got 9 more rounds to fight. Just take your time and work.
Well, early on in round number 2, it looks like Martinez does have his legs under him, skating in and out, moving sideways. Margarito still having a tough time catching him outside those 2 big punches at the end of round number 1.
Yeah, and you know, this is the type of fight that if I was the trainer of Martinez, I would have him do. Slick, he's kind of slick. I mean, you can see that Margarito ain't got the speed that Martinez has, so he has good movement. Box, don't stay in there and slick it out. Margarito's a good, strong puncher.
And you see Margarito once again being warned for the low blows. That would behoove Margarito to go to the body early on in this fight. See them trade shots on the inside. Pretty good job of Margarito of closing the distance, though. It looks like he may be afraid of getting counterpunched, though, by the quick-handed Martinez.
Yeah, and you know, he's also working good punches to the body, you know, something that, you know, a lot of fighters don't do. They always look up for the head. But you see Margarito's right there. He's working the midsection, something that you have to do with a lot of fighters who use a lot of leg movement. And we can see, you know, some of the red, you know, kind of swelling around the left eye on Martinez. Good jab by Martinez.
Good snapping right jab by Martinez. Margarito, though, very tough young man, has an impressive ledger. Since losing to Larry Dixon and Rodney Jones, does have some big victories. He is 11-0 the last 3.5 years.
You know, the problem with Margarito is that he's waiting a little bit too much. He has him at a distance. You know, don't wait for the other guy to throw punches. Get in there and start it off. You know, make him think what you're going to do next.
There's another good right hand to the body. That looks to be right on the belt.
Yeah, well, you know, maybe I might have missed it, but I mean, you know, obviously, you know, he might have been touching a little bit of the other shoulder.
Here comes Margarito now, closing the gap on Martinez. This one place Martinez cannot afford to be is back up along the ropes.
No, Martinez has to be in the middle of the ring, right there where he's at. Make Margarito miss, but at the same time counter. Don't stay there and wait for him to throw another punch.
And there you see Margarito again, 2 good left uppercuts. Martinez has found himself in trouble several times with his back up along the ropes here in round number 2. Margarito just keeps stepping forward.
Margarito looks too strong for Martinez. I mean, you know, he's making him go back. Another public right here.
So a very active round number 2 for Antonio Margarito. We begin round number 3, scheduled for 10. And so far, it's been a rude welcome in the United States of America for Sergio Martinez, making his United States debut.
When you see that Martinez has his hand down. I mean, you know, you're fighting a dangerous guy. You don't keep in this case, his right hand down. He has to keep it up because he's vulnerable for that straight right. Either that or a left cross.
We talked about the level of competition. For the most part, I think it's safe to say in Argentina, he's probably never faced the caliber of an Antonio Margarito.
Right, and he just got Margarito with a good straight left. See, this is what he should be doing. Hitting and moving. Don't stay there and wait for Margarito to settle down and throw his punches. You know, make him think, make him move.
And we see early on in round number 3, Martinez on his bicycle, boxing pretty effectively from the outside.
See, there you go. You see, now, you step to the side. You don't stay there. Don't stay in front of a puncher. A puncher's going to come right back. Martinez is not a heavy puncher by the looks of it because he's caught Margarito a couple of times.
It seems, though, Margarito doing a great job of really capitalizing. Every time Martinez backs to the ropes, he's digging some very hard body shots.
Right, and that eventually is going to wear Martinez down. You can't stay there and receive all those punches. I mean, you know, eventually the body's going to give away. Referee Joe Cortez warning both fighters to be careful with their headbutts.
Here you see Margarito crowding Martinez. In fact, he goes to a southpaw stance. He digs to the body again.
See, those body shots are hurting him. I mean, he's just grabbing. I mean, there is no ways that Martinez should be there. He should be right there where he's at now. Move. Stick and move. Don't stay there in the rope against the ropes.
And there goes Martinez again, back to the rope. Margarito goes to a southpaw stance. I think we're seeing a pattern here. Early on in the round, Martinez has his legs, but as the rounds go on, it seems as though Margarito really starts to catch up to Martinez.
As we can see, you know, he's trying to crowd Margarito against the ropes and lean on him and put all his weight. But that's not helping him. He's playing against himself because, you know, no punching power behind any punch right there. good movement, but no punch whatsoever. You can't win a fight just moving around like that. You have to throw punches. Yeah, he just got connected with a good right uppercut.
So as the punching output for Martinez goes down, Margarito slowly taking control. Martinez along the ropes, 10 seconds to go in this round. Margarito trying to pour it on. And that's the end of round number 3, and there's no doubt about it.
A lot of times, a lot of fighters come over, over from another country with a record of unbeaten. But I mean, there's a whole different class of fighting out here in the United States.
Gennaro, looking at that nose bleeding the way it is on Martinez, is there a possibility that is a busted nose?
Oh, definitely. He's gotten caught several times with right uppercuts. I mean, the nose is not something that is so strong. It's so vulnerable to get broken in no time. And I do believe that he got caught a couple of times and got it broken.
There's a good left hand by Martinez, but Margarito walks right through it, and you see the difference in power between Martinez and Margarito.
I mean, he's just walking right through. I mean, he got caught right now with a good straight left, and it didn't affect him at all. You see, that's the mistake he's doing right there. No counter punching, no nothing. There we go. Now move, don't stay there. You're getting hit. The guy has a stronger punch than you do. Go ahead and move.
But you just get the feeling that Martinez does not have the legs like he did in round number 1.
Well, not the way it showed. And the reason why, most likely it had to be those body shots. And also because he got hurt.
We talked earlier about the level of competition or lack thereof for Martinez. On the flip side, Margarito has victories over Alfred Ancama, Horacio Garcia, and Danny Perez. So this young man, just 21 years old and 23 professional fights, has been tested.
And he's been tested early, huh?
Yes, and he's actually passed many of these tests. And there you see Martinez again in the exact place where he should not be. And Margarito
just got hurt right now. Martinez just got hurt with a left uppercut.
Margarito pouring it on.
I do believe Martinez right now, he's overmatched right now by Margarito.
Margarito, I get the feeling, cannot be hurt by anything Martinez throws.
The only thing that could hurt Margarito right now would be a headbutt. I don't think Martinez has a punch to drop Margarito in any way.
And there's a good right hand by Margarito, and he throws one to the body, and he digs the left hand to the body. Very consistent, diligent performance from Antonio Margarito.
Yeah, right now, Margarito was over here winking to his corner when he was in the clinch, saying that, don't worry about it, we're all under control here. Right hand.
Margarito winds up with a big right hand that just misses. Things getting bleak for Sergio Martinez.
Yeah, as we just saw right now, Cortez telling Martinez not to be holding, let's fight. Quit clinching, let's fight. Those body shots and those shots up the middle are just, just too powerful for Martinez.
Martinez runs right into a counter right hand off the ropes from Margarito. Margarito punctuates a very good round.
That's a good combination of, that's a good technique of a fighter. Don't only put one shot in, you have to put combinations together.
And we begin round number 5 with Margarito in command.
We see Martinez trying to use his leg movements, his boxing. We're going to have to wait and see when he gets connected again, what's going to happen. If he's going to continue doing what he's doing now, or is he going back to what he did in the first 3 or 4 rounds? We're looking at it again. He's not doing much. He's staying against the ropes, and that is where Margarito has advantage.
See Margarito just holding his ground, digging to the body at every able opportunity. Margarito simply does not respect the power of Sergio Martinez.
Well, Margarito's already felt the punching power that Martinez has, and he's noticed that, this guy can hit me whatever he wants. He's not hurting me. So we're going to take a chance and go in there and try to knock him out. Right there, Margarito launches in, something that he shouldn't do, because if Martinez were to stick his head forward to try to avoid punches, clash of heads, he'd probably come out cut.
And as of right now, that'd be the only thing that could stop Antonio Margarito from Sergio Martinez would probably be a headbutt, just simply walking through the barrage of Sergio Martinez.
There we go to the ropes again.
Every time they're in close, you could just see the disparity in strength between Margarito and Martinez.
Right, you know, obviously Martinez he's trying to use his movement and try to get away. He doesn't have no power behind anything right there. I mean, you see that he's not planning well. He's moving. He's constantly moving his feet. So obviously you're not going to have any power if you're not stable.
Martinez has been game, but I think he's been outgunned. You see Margarito again with the stronger shot.
Yeah, right now Martinez just got lucky. Margarito just missed a right uppercut that landed on the shoulder and now on the jaw.
And now in a little bit of role reversal as Martinez has Margarito backed up along the ropes. Martinez doesn't take advantage of that situation, and now he backs up. There's a pretty good combination. But again, Margarito walks right through it.
We're noticing that he doesn't have no stability in the legs. I mean, you know, he's walking, he's throwing punches, but his legs seem kind of weak.
And you see Margarito pounding to the body. Margarito, for the most part, last couple of rounds, doing a good job of going southpaw in tight on the inside against Martinez.
You know, Margarito's to switch back the way he normally fights. Reason why? He has more power behind his punches when he's standing in the right stand.
And we are halfway through. In game to his credit. And we begin round number 6. The second half of this fight begins. We'll see if Sergio Martinez has any rabbits he could pull out of the hat.
It seems like in the corner of Martinez they were tying him in the box, not to stay there and get hit, because now he's moving around again.
Martinez has had sporadic success jumping in, pot-shotting from the outside, but again, we've talked about this numerous times, that simply the lack of pop in Martinez has really given the advantage to Antonio Margarito.
So I believe that, you know, when you're fighting a power puncher, if you're going to stay in close, work a little bit to the body and try to take some power away from him.
And for the first time in this bout, you really see a noticeable slowdown of Antonio Margarito. Margarito just keeps coming forward.
And I'm also noticing that he's opening his jaw. I mean, I'm not sure whether he's trying to grab air before he starts his attack. And I'm talking about Margarito.
Yes, you can see that mouth guard wide open. So some of the first signs of fatigue on Antonio Margarito, who for the most part has had his way against Sergio Martinez.
He just got connected right now. Martinez just got connected. Reason, he moved, had his right hand drop. Here we see Margarito working to the inside, working with good uppercuts.
And they trade shots on the inside, though, but you get the feeling that Margarito has lost some of the snap off of his punches.
Yeah, it seems either that or he just hasn't connected very good. You know, I mean, you know, they're partially being blocked by the gloves of Martinez.
And you see both men working hard on the inside. Oh, you see some of the power of Margarito. Now he backs up Martinez. Good combination by Margarito.
Just got connected again. Martinez just got connected again by another straight leg.
Martinez holding on to Margarito, staggered by some good power shots. Margarito just keeps punching away. Martinez staggering forward.
Martinez just doing a favor to Margarito, and that is by him going forward. Instead of going back and trying to box or trying to get away, he goes straight forward.
Martinez, 20 seconds. Can he hold on?
And as I'm looking right now at the fight, you know, Martinez, instead of throwing straight punches, he's partially using his elbows to try to connect some good shots there too.
And that's having his bicycle stolen from him. He simply has no legs left. We begin round number 7. Scheduled for 10, Antonio Margarito, Sergio Martinez.
right there, instead of launching in with a right uppercut, he should have started off with a jab. You know, you try to make the other fighter think a little.
And with that, he got hit with a good counter right hand.
You see, he's moving, but there's no punch whatsoever. I mean, you know, yeah, you can move all you want, but if you're not going to throw no punch, you ain't going to win a fight like this.
Well, champ, I think we're seeing a guy that's in survival mode.
Yeah, we can see that he's holding on. I mean, he knows very well that he's in danger of being KO'd by Margarito.
See Martinez trying to throw some shots, but again, just simply does not dent the armor of Antonio Margarito, showing a very solid set of whiskers here tonight.
Now, we're noticing that he's also tired. I mean, you know, he's fighting like if it was an amateur in the last round with the last seconds going, because I mean, he's throwing straight punches. And this guy's exhausted. I've seen amateurs that go 4 rounds, 2-minute rounds, doing good. This guy is, I mean, he's just plain tired.
And while this is happening, Antonio Margarito just pouring it on steadily, breaking down Martinez piece by piece. On the inside, Martinez trying to smother Margarito.
You know, for a guy who has 16 wins with no losses, you figure that he should come in here with tip-top condition, because he knows he's in there in another country. He's fighting in front of the country of, you know, of Margarito, really, because, you know, the Margarito people are here to support him.
But, Gennaro, I think, again, this really points out the difference in competition between Margarito and Martinez.
Not only that, the competition that they may have out there in Argentina compared to the competition they got over here. Not that I'm degrading Argentina from their fighters, but, you know, you got a 16-0 guy who, in reality, he looked like he's a 6-round fighter, because, I mean, he's exhausted.
And Margarito just continues to pour it on. Martinez gets rocked.
He just got hit again with a straight right.
Martinez in survival mode. About 30 seconds to go here, round number 7. Cortez warning Martinez, don't hold him. But I think that's the only choice he has. Margarito trying to finish the job here. He's got under 20 seconds to do it in round number 7.
Good straight left.
Oh, that hurt him. Margarito trying to finish it. Martinez up along the ropes. Martinez taking a beating. Cortez stops it. Antonio Margarito, just before the end of round number 7, finally breaks down Sergio Martinez.
We're looking at right here. He's tight there. He got connected with a good left cross, with a good right uppercut with a left. I mean, it was just playing too quick. It was a left uppercut with a right cross. Here we see it pummeling away. I mean, there was no chance of Martinez getting away from these shots.
So a solid effort from Antonio Margarito, who really poured it on at the end of round number 7. You see Cortez doing everything in his power to stop the fight, and Antonio Margarito runs his winning streak to 12 bouts.
Yeah, here we see the straight punches that Margarito is landing. I mean, he landed maybe about 3 or 4 out of those shots right there. We see him connecting towards the end. He connected very solid shots.
Okay, let's go ringside for the official announcement. Well, we're still waiting for that, but where do you see Antonio Margarito now at this stage of his career? Looks like a pretty promising prospect.
Well, he is a promising prospect, but at the same time, you know, we have to see that Martinez, I think, was, you know, he was overpowered and over, you know, in competition-wise.
Now Sergio Martinez is in his own corner, and they are still looking him over. His corner still taking a good look at him. A very impressive performance for Antonio Margarito. And let's go ringside now for the official announcement.
Damas y caballeros, ladies and gentlemen, referee Joe Cortez steps in and stops this bout at 2 minutes 57 seconds of the 7th round. The winner by TKO de Tijuana, Mexico, Antonio "Tony"